The Chiefs won a classic last week, defeating LA in thrilling fashion to assume control of the AFC. It's been an impressive climb back to the top, and Kansas City will now look to stay there as the Steelers come to town on Sunday afternoon. The Chiefs recorded their 10th victory of the season last Thursday, securing a 7th straight campaign with double-digit wins, something Kansas City is just the 5th team in NFL history to achieve. The win also meant that the Chiefs now have a 2-game lead in the AFC West with 3 games to play. And based on how the weekend went elsewhere around the league, Kansas City also holds the top seed in the AFC heading into Week 16. The Chiefs now control their own destiny, but they still need to take care of business, and that begins this Sunday against a Steelers squad fighting to keep their season alive. It's been a strange season for Pittsburgh, which has recorded all 7 of its wins this year by a single score, and 3 of those wins were by a combined 5 points. They often get off to slow starts, as they've been outscored by 96 points through the first 3 quarters this season, but they usually come roaring back, outscoring the opposition by 49 points in the 4th quarter. Simply put, these guys don't give up. At quarterback for Pittsburgh is veteran Ben Roethlisberger, who's in the midst of his 18th season at the helm for the Steelers. He's thrown for 19 touchdowns this season, and he has some weapons at his disposal, including wide receiver Deontay Johnson, who has 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns through the air this year, and rookie tailback Najee Harris, who's racked up nearly 1,300 yards from scrimmage. It's worth noting that the offense has struggled for the most part this season, though, topping 30 points just once. They'll be facing a Chiefs defense that held the Chargers scoreless on 3 separate possessions that drove inside the 5-yard line last week. Kansas City was missing some major contributors against LA, but still managed to do enough to get the win. And since Week 8, this is still the 2nd best scoring defense in the NFL, as they're yielding just 13 points per game. Offensively, the Chiefs will look to move the ball on Pittsburgh after completing one of the most exciting regular season rallies in recent memory. Kansas City tallied 3 touchdown drives, each of which covered 75 yards between the 4th quarter and overtime, as Patrick Mahomes recorded his 7th career game with 400 passing yards and 3 or more touchdowns. That's the most such games through 60 career starts in NFL history. Mahomes will aim to keep that success going on Sunday while avoiding pass rusher TJ Watt, who's one of the best defensive players in the NFL. Watt has 17.5 sacks this season, the most of any player in the league, and when he's played 80% or more of the Steelers' defensive snaps, Pittsburgh is 7-2. The Steelers have struggled as a whole this year defensively. They're allowing an average of 30 points per game since Week 11, and their 900 rushing yards allowed in that span are the most in the NFL. But Watt can wreck a game, so you have to know where he is at all times. There's just 3 games left in the regular season, and with all the Chiefs' goals right there for the taking, they'll look to make it 8 wins in a row while maintaining the top spot in the AFC.